Hi, I hope everyone's doing well today. Well, woke up this morning to a lot of saber rattling in the news. I see that China's firing missiles into the Taiwan Strait, and they're conducting military drills on those islands. And that, of course, is in response to Nancy Pelosi's trip to Taiwan, which they did say that there was going to be some serious consequences, so we'll see how much more serious those consequences get. Well, we know that Jesus said in Matthew 24 there would be wars and rumors of wars, that nation shall rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. All of these are the beginning of sorrows.
The alarming report from the UN's nuclear chief. He says the war in Ukraine has left Europe's largest nuclear plant, quote, completely out of control. He warns the situation is growing worse by the day and immediate action needs to be taken to avert a nuclear disaster.
A nuclear disaster? That doesn't sound good. Sounds like the beginning of sorrows to me. The war in Europe may not directly involve troops from all over the world, but it is a proxy war between the East and the West. Putin has threatened the use of nuclear weapons, and I believe he would use them if he feels like he's going to lose this war, and because this would be necessary to save his own skin. I think we all know what that would mean. This war is bad, but we may have something even worse on the horizon. Let's see what Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy has to say about the ongoing China crisis.
For a third term. He thinks he's Mao. He put himself in the Constitution. He has economic problems. So what he's doing is rallying his country around a common enemy. He's making us it. He's elevating it. With it didn't have to be this way. At the same time, we're trying to keep China away from giving weapons to Russia to fortify their fight in Ukraine.
So now Putin has levied a very thinly veiled offer to China. Help us in Ukraine, and we'll help you take on Taiwan. This would make World War III very hard to avoid. When looking at this from both the biblical perspective and likely outcomes even in the secular world, it becomes apparent that time is indeed short. Scoffers are going to say, oh, this doesn't have any biblical implications. There won't be a literal rapture, it's just a spiritual renewal. But I don't see any utopia coming on earth before the millennium, and it's pretty hard to have a spiritual renewal when you're glowing in the dark. I'm sure that all these rogue leaders have good intentions about keeping any such war conventional, but as soon as people in countries start starving and one side starts losing badly, there is one last card to be played, and we all know what that is. Even if one buries their head in the sand as it pertains to war, we still have pestilence in the form of COVID, monkeypox, and whatever they may be whipping up in some lab somewhere right now to unleash at some convenient time. Famine. You may have plenty to eat right now, but tens of millions of people in the world are currently starving, and this is projected to get worse fast. If we do go to war, East versus West, well, hundreds of millions of people are going to starve for sure. We have earthquake activity all over the world on a daily basis. My point is this, that time is very short. Very, very short. I think even the staunchest atheist knows that this world is on borrowed time. They have to feel it. They have to be able to see it in the things that are going on around us. Not just the wars, the pestilences, and the famine, but the total economic collapse of the entire world. It seems like no one's doing well. I don't think you need to worry too much about climate change. I think that man is going to kill off man well before the earth kills us off. My advice is to come to Jesus while there's still time to do so. Like Noah before the flood, I and many, many other ministers of the gospel are trying to save as many as they can from the fire and save as many from the upcoming disasters as is possible. I truly believe that the Lord is going to return soon, and I know that many, many other people are with me in this belief. So I pray for the safety of you and your family and hope you're doing well, and I will talk to you in a while.